Incredibly comfortable. It comes from BlanQuil. It's a 48 by 74 inch, and right now you can see I'm on a full-size bed, and this is covering almost the entire thing. You have some choices today with your weighted blanket, and the choices are in regards to the color and how much weight you would like. You may be asking, well, why would I want a weighted blanket? Have you ever just craved a hug? Have you ever just needed that comfort and that security? That's what the weighted blanket can do from you. And this is such a beautiful way to do it, where you can upgrade your decor and at the same time get all of the comforts that we know and love from a therapeutic heated blanket, or excuse me, I keep calling it a heated blanket, a weighted blanket. We do have great easy pay on this, 5 monthly payments available, and I'll take you through your color options as you can see right here. This one is the taupe, a nice neutral taupe, that beautiful quilting, and you can see how plush that is. Then we move over to the charcoal. Beautiful for decor right now. Lots of people decorating with grays and charcoals, including myself. Then we move into the navy. That's what I'm enjoying right now. A nice, rich, beautiful, saturated navy. And last but not least, oops, what is this one? This one is the gray. All right, here is the gray, a beautiful, light, soft dove gray. H217795 is the item number. Here's the retail value on this. $169.33 for either weight that you're choosing today, either 15 pounds or 20 pounds. And we'll describe that in just a second so that you know how to choose. Your QVC2 big deal price today, $95 or $97, depending on which weight you choose today. Great easy pay on this, and a savings of about $75 gets this home. This was a customer request. These are so loved by our customers, but they said, hey, you know what, we love them, but we want a few improvements. And that's what I love so much about QVC is we say, all right, bring on the info, tell us everything you need, and we're gonna make this just perfect for you so that you can have the best experience at home. Amy Scaglione is joining me this morning, bringing us all things to make our house feel like a home, and this truly is one of them. Absolutely beautiful, big deal.
To make your house feel like a home and to make you hopefully learn how to relax a little bit and ease into sleep. That's the ultimate goal here. We want to help you with that. We all struggle with that at times, and finding aids, finding ways to help you with that is really the goal with BlanQuil.
I have to tell you, it's so soft.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
When we saw you on the bed, or maybe if someone tuned in without hearing what you were saying quite yet, you might have thought it was just a beautiful velvety looking blanket.
That's the thing. It has such a beautiful look to it, but there's actually so much more to this blanket than just your average throw, if you will, or even your average quilt.
Exactly.
You're getting all of the design aspects that we love, but then you're getting the benefits of that weighted blanket in either 15 pounds or 20 pounds.
Exactly.
So shall we start with why a weighted blanket?
Yeah, so maybe the idea of a weighted blanket is brand new to you, or maybe you've seen a little bit on Instagram or on a morning TV show or on a podcast or what have you. It may seem like, well, is this new trendy idea? Well, yes, it's popular by, these days, but it's by no means something that's brand new. This has actually been used by therapists in therapeutic settings since prior to like 1999. So it's been around a very long time. The idea then was finding ways to aid in restlessness. How do we help with that? Sleep issues such as, maybe you're a shift worker or maybe you're struggling with something. We all do at times. Easing into sleep, easing into restfulness. So this weighted blanket idea, around for a very long time. We also have seen them if you've ever been in a spa.
That's where I first saw one.
Yep, they want you relaxed, especially maybe you've had a facial, they step out of the room and then suddenly you feel something on you. So you may have experienced, you may have not, but that's kind of a little bit about the background of a weighted blanket. But really for me, it's about how can I find solutions? And how can I introduce a little bit more self-care in our life? Not all of us can go to a spa. Not all of us can afford to go on vacations and pamper ourselves. Most of us are working like crazy. Some of us are working 2 jobs. How do we create a little bit of calm and restfulness in our life? By creating that right in your own home with multiple tools, and maybe one of them is a weighted blanket.
Well, and it's interesting too, I think even if you have the means to go on a fabulous vacation, a lot of times we stay relaxed in that moment, but what are we doing on the daily in our own home. And if it just means pulling something up that's giving us a hug and making us feel safe and secure, I mean, what a fantastic investment that is. So think about maybe who this would be right for today. Is it right for you? Are you needing a little bit more self-care? Or do you know someone that this would be right for? You do have an option today in regards of color and also of weight. And we will go into who should choose which weight today. And again, it's just a suggestion. But would you walk us through that?
Sure, my pleasure. So again, based on a suggestion, obviously this isn't a fit chart like we would find in fashion. It's based on what we like to say is around 8 to 15% of your body weight. So we would suggest that if you are between 99 and 149 pounds, maybe you'd like to start with the 15-pound weighted BlanQuil. If you're 150 to 200 plus, we would suggest maybe that 20-pound. When I say suggest, what I mean really is, do you maybe have some dexterity issues? Or are you going to be hauling your weighted blanket up and down the steps or using it in different places in the house and you're just not sure about carrying the weight? Start with the 15-pound if you want. I have both the 15 and the 20-pound at home. I love them equally. One of my sons, a college student, he has the 20-pound. He loves his. So if you're gifting it, maybe you're in doubt, start with the 15-pound. It's really, it's really no right or wrong.
Do I have the 15-pound on me right now?
You and I both have the 15-pound.
This feels great.
Right?
It feels so nice. I actually just kicked off my shoes and I have my feet up on the couch. Don't tell anyone. I just
I'm not telling.
amazing. Now, this is interesting. So the weighted part is inside, but we can actually take the cover off.
Right, and I'm going to show it to you completely out, but just to kind of show you when you get it home what you can expect. So this is your cover. It looks to the eye almost like a beautiful velvet, but this is washable, it's dryable, it has a wonderful hand like your very favorite blanket, so this is nothing that you need to tuck away. You can leave it folded at the foot of the bed, in a basket, on the sofa. It looks gorgeous. You're going to find that same geometric pattern on all the color choices, so the exterior feels lovely. You could leave this on all fall and winter. If you decide, you know what, I don't want a extra layer on me at all, I just want to enjoy the weighted blanket itself. The weighted blanket is housed on the inside. This is spot clean. That loop that you see, you're going to find loops and ties across the top, at about midway down, and then at the bottom. They look like oversized shoelaces, and you actually requested to BlanQuil, can you make the ties a little larger and a little stronger? And they delivered on that. So these are going to be just like tying a shoe. So when you decide to wash the cover or take it off, you'll just untie those. You'll find a dyed to match hidden zipper across the top, and that's how your BlanQuil will come to you. If you take the weighted blanket out itself, this one is in that really pretty charcoal color. See,
it's
right?
really weighted.
They look like they look like they're just a throw. I want you to understand this has heft behind it. So this is the 15-pound weighted BlanQuil that's on the inside. Each one of those squares comprises almost like what would be a mini weighted blanket.
Right.
It's evenly distributed weight across
that's
the body.
Key.
Yes,
That's
evenly
key.
distributed.
The last thing you want is all the weight to be down at your foot or something
Yes,
like that.
Exactly. And also the concept of evenly distributed pressure or weight across the body was why weighted blankets were invented to begin with.
Okay.
In this one, you're going to find a nice plush fill.
Okay.
And then in the center of that, you're going to find these little beads. And these little beads are sandwiched between then another piece of this fill. All of that is housed within each one of these squares. It'll be throughout the entire weighted blanket.
Okay.
And again, you'll just decide, do I want to put the cover on or do I want to take the cover off? A frequent question to that then is it going to be warm, or what's that warmth going to feel like? We often compare it, if you leave the cover on, to a mid-weight comforter. So that means maybe you're co-sleeping and your partner's not under the weighted blanket. You could be under your weighted blanket, and if it's chilly that night, put the whole comforter on or take the cover off. You'll figure that out when you get it home.
Perfect. All right, so a couple decisions to make today. First of all, know that this is our best value of the day. It is the QVC 2 Big Deal. That also means it's an expiring offer. It's going away. In my mind, I'm thinking this is giftable because everybody has a throw, but does everybody have a throw that's literally giving them a hug? This is a weighted blanket.
Yes.
So 15 or 20 pounds. We're both enjoying the 15-pound right now. And here is the value, of course, because it is our QVC 2 Big Deal. So a savings of almost $75 today as compared to the comparable retail value there. Plus, we've thrown it on Easy Pay, 5 monthly payments of $19 or $19.40, depending on which weight you're choosing today. Colors is the next decision that you have to make, and we'll walk you through those colors. Each one of these perfect for design right now, starting off with the taupe.
This is going to be that taupe. This is a toasty, pretty color. It's a neutral. We have it all rolled up for you. But again, as I lift this, this is heavy and weighty. So if you're just tuning in and joining us, this is not a throw. This is a weighted blanket. All the ones we're featuring on the table are the 15-pound.
Perfect. Next to that, I believe, is the charcoal.
That's the charcoal. So if you're between the charcoal and the gray, charcoal's going to be several shades darker, and then the gray will be like a dove gray. That's your charcoal.
Okay, that would be my personal choice because I decorate with a lot of whites and grays.
You like contemporary.
I do,
yes.
I do. Here's the navy. I heard Christine Zell saying that she decorates with a lot of blues and navies.
She does.
This is a nice, rich navy. If you're thinking about bringing this to a shore house, this is the perfect blue for that.
So pretty. It's like a cobalt blue, a can't miss, and very forgiving with little spills or for washing.
For sure. Now here's the gray, so a little bit lighter than the charcoal, more of a dove gray.
Like a dove gray, so soft and pretty, but really, at the end of the day, these are all washable and dryable, just like your favorite blanket or comforter would be, so you don't have to really worry too much about it. Just choose your favorite color, and in terms of gifting, again, you're not marrying it to someone's
decor.
You
Well, and
could
the
go
other
either
thing
way.
is too, in terms of gifting, you have until January 31st of next year because we're in our holiday returns right now. If you're wondering, hey, I just don't know which one I should pick up today, these are just a general reference for you to give you an idea, but think of this as a suggestion.
Exactly, not a size chart, but a suggestion. So which weight is going to be best for you? Weighted blankets are typically designed to be about 8 to 15% of your body weight. So based on that idea, if you're around 99 to 149-ish pounds, you might go with a 15-pound. From 150 to 200 pounds and over, a 20-pound. So we're not cutting it off at that 200 pounds. That from 200 and up, you may want to go with the 20-pound. Now, my dad, who's in his 80s, I had both the 15 and the 20-pound, and I had him try them out. He was snoozing under the 15-pound, and he's a big guy, 6'4". So really, it's not a set in stone kind of
Well,
rule.
and the other thing is, let's remember that that 5-pound difference, it's evenly distributed throughout the entire
Yes.
blanket too.
Yes.
So here we're seeing some ways, of course, that you're going to use the blanket. Obviously, you know, any time that you feel like you just need a little bit of me time, some therapeutic self-care.
And again, that she was reading there. This young woman is going to sleep for the night, so maybe she keeps it on the bed, and we'll walk over the bed and kind of, I'll demonstrate that for you, how much coverage you're going to get. So maybe it is for going to sleep. Maybe you work shift work, or your mind is racing, and you're just looking for a way to ease into it. And then we're going to take a look at how do I care for my BlanQuil weighted blanket when I get it home. That is the actual weighted blanket that she's taking out there. You untie it. They look very much like a thick shoestring. You're going to untie it, and then it can go into the washer, into the dryer. The cover, the BlanQuil itself, is just going to be spot clean.
Right, okay.
So this itself, we're looking at it in this beautiful rich navy blue
It's
color.
pretty. You're
Isn't that
right,
pretty?
it's a cobalt. That is gorgeous. And the quilting is so beautiful on this. You might, if you just entered the room, you would think, oh, this is just a beautiful blanket, or this is just a gorgeous throw that's helping make my interior design a little bit more luxe.
Exactly, and particularly if you fold it with me just like maybe 3/4 and then one more time, if you keep it at the foot of your bed like this, it looks like
Look at that.
gorgeous, isn't it? Isn't that beautiful?
Actually, it folds better than most blankets.
It looks,
believe it or not, it's neater. Yeah.
Exactly. So you get that beautiful crisp look. So this is your weighted blanket. This is a full-size bed. So if you're trying to get an idea of how much coverage you're going to get, we recommend it for one person. But as you can see, it's nice and sizable. So the idea with this is, again, am I going to sleep for the night? If I were going to sleep for the night, you could climb up underneath this. Are you someone that wants to spread it over your entire body? And I'm not going to cover my microphone, but you could pull it clear up over your chest.
Because there's length to this. It's 74 inches in length. It's 48
Exactly.
inches wide. I actually really like that because it's the worst to have your little toes having to pop out.
And there's my toes, right?
Right here.
So I'm about 5'8.5". So if you're buying this for your husband, if you're buying this for your college student, I have a tall, lanky son, rest assured you're going to get nice coverage for them in terms of the length, in terms of the width. Again, this is a full bed, nice coverage. And then you just decide. One of our models has 2 of these. She and her husband both sleep under them.
Okay.
Angela, our model. And what Angela does is she creates a cocoon.
Okay.
You don't need to lay this out, you know, all nice and neat. She pulls it up and she creates a little cocoon. So this is not something that's stiff or that's something that you can't move around and adapt to your body.
Right.
It's going to move with you.
Right, it's malleable for sure.
Exactly.
Is this a year-round blanket?
Yeah, so that's the other
Okay.
question we often get is what's the difference between weight and warmth and when can I use it? The coverage cover is removable. So maybe you live in California and just you have a few cool nights, but you need it year round. Take the cover off. You can sleep directly under your weighted blanket, and we compare it to